Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Tanvi Taneja and with me is Ishani Gupta with the midday news. The headlines. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to share more details of 20 lakh crore rupees economic package at 4 p.m. More than 18,500 crore rupees released under PM Kisan during lockdown. 9 crore 25 lakh families benefited. Recovery rate from COVID-19 improves to 33.63%. ICMR to participate in global solidarity trial by WHO for COVID-19 treatment. Ministry of Ayush and CSIR working together on validating 4 Ayush formulations against COVID-19. Regular train passenger services remain cancelled until further notice. Full refund for tickets booked up to 30th of June. And Maharashtra government permits 65,000 industries to resume operations. Over 9 lakh employees reported for work. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will today announce next set of measures of the mega stimulus package announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Ms. Sitharaman will brief media at 4 p.m. on the economic package of 20 lakh crore rupees. Yesterday, Ms. Sitharaman had announced relief and credit support related to businesses, especially MSMEs, to support Indian economy's fight against COVID-19. The Prime Minister, during his address to the nation on Tuesday, had announced a special stimulus package to revive the economy. The government announced the first tranche of stimulus packages under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Yojana. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in his address to the nation, had made a clarion call of making India self-reliant and had announced the Atmanirbhar Bharat Yojana. Addressing media in New Delhi yesterday, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman gave details regarding these financial packages equaling to 10% of national GDP and amounting to 20 lakh crore rupees. She said the financial stimulus will cater to various sections of the society, including MSMEs, labourers, middle class and industries. Ms. Sitharaman announced 15 special financial packages of 6,40,000 crore rupees, benefiting a wide array of sectors, including MSMEs, discoms, real estate, middle class, taxpayers and others. In a historical decision, the ambit of micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, has been widened, resulting in inclusion of many small and micro industries under this sector. This decision of changing the definition of MSMEs will increase competition and productivity in the sector.
There are 6 major steps for the MSMEs. The first one, there is a collateral-free automatic loan for MSMEs which is being provided. This will give facility up to 3 lakh crores. 25 crore outstanding for those MSME units for whom 25 crore is the outstanding loan, or 100 crores whose turnover will benefit from this. These loans will have a 4-year tenure, and there will be a moratorium given for 12 months. These are going to be 100% credit guaranteed over as a cover given to banks and NBFCs on principal and interest. So this is going to be available till 31st October 2020. There are no guarantee fees, no fresh collaterals required.
In another major announcement, tax deducted at source, TDS, and tax collected at source, TCS, have been reduced by 25% till 31st of March next year.
We have now, from, let us say, till 31st March 2021, reduced the TDS rates and the TCS rates by 25% of the existing rate. So if the existing rate is 100, it will be reduced by 25%. And this shall apply to all payments, if they are payment for contracts or professional fees or interest or rent or dividend or commission or brokerage. All of these will be eligible for this 25% rate reduction and last till March 31st, 2021.
The Finance Minister also announced reduction of statutory Provident Fund contribution by both employers and employees to 10% of basic wages from the existing 12% for the next 3 months.
Liquidity relief of 2,500 crores to 72.22 lakh employees is now being proposed to be provided by extending this contribution for the next 3 months also. June, July and August 2020, the EPF contribution will be paid by Government of India.
Ms. Sitharaman announced a sum of 30,000 crore rupees for non-banking financial companies, NBFCs, housing finance companies, HFCs, and microfinance institutions, MFIs, under the Special Liquidity Scheme. Further, 45,000 crore rupees Partial Credit Guarantee Scheme 2.0 was also unveiled for NBFCs, HFCs, and MFIs with low credit rating to help them extend loans to individuals and MSMEs. Providing relief to the construction companies, central agencies like Railways, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, and Central Public Works have been asked to grant an extension of 6 months for completion of work covering construction and other related contracts. In a relief to real estate developers, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman also informed that the deadline for completion of projects will be extended by up to 6 months. Treating the coronavirus outbreak as an event of force majeure under the Realty Law RERA. Finance Minister informed that Urban Development Ministry will issue advisory to all the states and union territories to treat COVID-19 period event as force majeure. The move will benefit real estate sector and agencies which have been entrusted to complete civil work. After the briefing by the Finance Minister on 20 lakh crore rupees financial package, economic experts from different regions have shared their opinions with AIR News. Vipul Agrawal, Executive Member, Meerut Traders Bullion Association, shared his thoughts about the package with our correspondent.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी द्वारा 20 लाख करोड़ का राहत पैकेज जो उद्योगों के लिए आवंटित किया गया है बहुत ही उत्साहवर्धक है और इससे भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था को संजीवनी प्राप्त होगी। उसी में से कल वित्त मंत्री निर्मला जी द्वारा बजट एमएसएमई के लिए आवंटित किया गया है। एमएसएमई में हमारे सभी सूक्ष्म, लघु और मध्यम वर्गीय उद्योग आते हैं जो सीधे सीधे 12 करोड़ लोगों को जोड़ते हैं। इस आवंटन के बाद अर्थव्यवस्था में उससे फायदा मिलेगा, देश को आत्मनिर्भर बनने में बहुत बड़ा योगदान रहेगा।
Talking to AIR News, Ashish Vaid, President, India Chamber of Commerce, Mumbai, said,
IMC is grateful to the Honourable Finance Minister for the first round of economic stimulus package, and we feel they was for MSMEs. The 6 points mentioned for MSMEs will really provide them with a great liquidity, they were really cash starved, and they're also facing a lot of stress because of liquidity problems being closed for the last 60 days almost of the lockdown. So with these measures announced for the 3 lakh crore collateral free and the 50,000 crore equity infusion, I think this will provide a great impetus to the MSMEs.
Agriculture Ministry has said that an amount of 18,517 crore rupees has been released under PM Kisan during the lockdown period and nearly 9.25 crore families have benefited. The ministry said in Rabi marketing season 2020-21, a total of over 277.38 lakh metric ton wheat has arrived in Food Corporation of India, out of which around 269 lakh metric ton was purchased. It also said in Rabi season 2020-21, a total of 3,208 designated procurement centers for Rabi pulses and all seeds are available in 11 states. It also said 3.17 lakh metric tons gram has also been procured from 9 states, 3.67 lakh metric tons mustard from 5 states, and 1.86 lakh metric tons of tur from 8 states. Recovery rate from COVID-19 has reached 33.63%. Health and Family Welfare Ministry said that 26,235 patients have been cured so far. A total of 3,722 new confirmed cases of novel coronavirus have been reported in the country during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 78,003. During the last 24 hours, 1,849 patients have recovered and 134 deaths have been reported, taking the nationwide toll to 2,549. In Chandigarh, 6 corona patients discharged after recovery today. Our correspondent reports among the 6 patients discharged from Chandigarh hospitals today, one 36-year-old male, Roop Kishore, is a resident of Mullanpur in Punjab, and other 5 are from Chandigarh. Now, 149 positive patients are left under treatment in Chandigarh. In UT, 3 deaths have been reported till now.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy consulted the medical experts team on the lockdown in the Secretariat at Fort St. George in Chennai this morning. The meeting has been held in the wake of the third phase of the nationwide lockdown drawing to a close on Sunday. Meanwhile, the total COVID-19 infected cases in Tamil Nadu has surged past the 9,000 mark yesterday with the confirmation of 509 new cases. It has propelled the state into the third spot in terms of the total number of infections. In the meantime, paddy procurement in Tamil Nadu this season has exceeded the previous year records despite the lockdown. Our correspondent tells us more.
In a positive development on agricultural front, paddy procurement in Tamil Nadu is set to exceed the previous year record. Even during the lockdown period from 24th March to 11th May, the State Food Department has procured 2.87 lakh metric tons of paddy from farmers. In the whole season so far, 22.51 lakh metric tons of paddy have been procured and 6 lakh tons more is expected during the remaining few weeks into the season. The Food Department says it would be 20% more than what was realized last year. From the Food Corporation of India, the state has lifted 5.2 lakh tons of food grains during the lockdown period from 25th March till last Tuesday for its public distribution system. Jai Singh, AAR News, Chennai.
Now, a good news from the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The recovery percentage of infected patients from coronavirus is also increasing day by day, thus installing a sense of confidence and ray of hope among the residents of the Kashmir Valley. More from our Srinagar correspondent.
Jammu and Kashmir reported 37 new positive cases yesterday and 1 death, taking the total fatalities to 11 and overall positive cases to 971. Out of 30 positive cases reported yesterday from Kashmir Valley, 18 were from Anantnag, whereas Budgam had reported 7 cases. Total recoveries in Kashmir division were 9 and the overall recovery percentage in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir so far is 48%. This is Sunil Kohl for AR News from Srinagar.
The Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, has fast-tracked the rollout of Global Solidarity Trial launched by the World Health Organization WHO to help in finding an effective treatment for COVID-19. Secretary, Department of Health Research and Director General of ICMR, Professor Dr. Balram Bhargava said that the ICMR National AIDS Research Institute, NARI, is the national coordination site for the trial in India. He said 4 potential antiviral agents, remdesivir, chloroquine hydroxychloroquine, lopinavir, ritonavir, and lopinavir, ritonavir with interferon are to be evaluated in the trial. More from our correspondent.
Global Solidarity Trial is an international clinical trial to compare 4 treatment options to assess their effectiveness against COVID-19. The trial aims to discover whether any of the drugs slow down the disease progression and improve survival rate. World Health Organization representative in India, Dr. Henk Bekkedem, said the WHO is extending the required support to conduct the trial as India plays a critical role in research as well as in manufacturing. Senior scientist in National AIDS Research Institute, Dr. Sheila, said the required regulatory and ethical approval have already been obtained and 9 clinical trial sites have started to recruit patients in the trial. Bhupen Singh, AR News, Delhi.
The Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, has said that a total of 19,47,041 samples of COVID-19 have been tested by the various government and private laboratories in the country. In the last 24 hours, 92,791 tests were conducted. Meanwhile, ICMR is continuously scaling up its testing facilities for COVID-19 by giving approval to government and private laboratories. As of now, 356 government laboratories and 146 private laboratory chains have been given approval to conduct the test for COVID-19. Union Minister of State for Ayush, Shripad Naik, said that the Ministry of Ayush and CSIR are working together on validating 4 Ayush formulations against COVID-19 and the trials will start within 1 week. In a series of tweets, he said these formulations will be tried as an add-on therapy and standard care for corona patients. Mr. Naik expressed hope that our traditional medicinal system will show the way to overcome this pandemic. You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to share more details of 20 lakh crore rupees economic package at 4 p.m. More than 18,500 crore rupees released under PM Kisan during lockdown. 9 crore 25 lakh families benefited. Recovery rate from COVID-19 improves to 33.63%. ICMR to participate in Global Solidarity Trial by WHO for COVID-19 treatment. Ministry of Ayush and CSIR working together on validating 4 Ayush formulations against COVID-19. Regular train passenger services remain cancelled until further notice. Full refund for tickets booked up to 30th of June. And Maharashtra government permits 65,000 industries to resume operations. Over 9 lakh employees reported for work. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
The Railway Ministry has said that regular passenger service, including mail, express, passenger and suburban services have been cancelled until further advice. It said that all the booked tickets for the above trains for the period up to 30th of June this year will be cancelled and full refund will be generated. However, the Shramik special trains and special passenger train services, which started from the 12th of this month, shall continue to operate. Railway has also issued order for the refund of fare in case passenger is not found fit for travel due to the symptoms of corona. Maharashtra Industries Minister Subhash Desai said that 40,000 hectare land has been reserved in various Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporations (MIDCs) across the state for foreign investors and added that Maha permits will be provided for big ticket industrial projects covering all kinds of permissions that are needed to set up a plant. He also informed that 65,000 industries have been granted permission to resume operations in the state, of which 35,000 industries have already started production activities with over 9 lakh employees reporting for work. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
The Industries Minister Subhash Desai has said many companies were backing out from China after coronavirus outbreak and the state was closely watching the developments. The mega permit will be granted after companies submit concrete proposals, while the period for obtaining other subsequent permissions will be increased and they can be obtained after the unit starts functioning. The Industries Ministry has also formed a task force comprising senior officers who are already in talks with their counterparts in America, Japan, Taiwan, Germany and England. Meanwhile, the Rural Development Minister Hassan Mushrif has informed that the government has decided to temporarily stay holding of Gram Sabhas or meetings in villages till further orders in view of COVID-19 crisis. The mandatory Gram Sabhas scheduled to be held this month across villages will not be held now. Sonali Ghadiyar Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
In our series Expert Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Dr. S. Rajeshwari, Department of Anesthesiology, AIIMS, has advised people to stay at homes and maintain hand hygiene.
We have seen that there is a severe shortage of ICU facilities in the most developed of countries. And in order that we do not face the same calamity in our country, it is vital that we do not stress the health system by becoming more sick and bringing more patients. And for this, I urge that you must stay at home and must maintain hand hygiene to reduce the number of patients coming into the hospital.
Dr. Purva Mathur, Professor Lab Medicine, AIIMS, has said that social distancing is very important to check the spread of the virus.
The coronavirus spreads by droplets when a person coughs or sneezes. These droplets do not travel beyond 1 meter, and that is why it's important to maintain social distancing.
Government has rejected a claim made in a WhatsApp message that workers who worked during 1990 to 2020 are entitled to receive 1,20,000 from Labour Ministry. In a tweet, Press Information Bureau termed it as fake. It clarified that there is no such announcement by Government of India and urged people to beware of such fraudulent websites. The News Services Division of All India Radio in its live phone-in program Samvad Today will bring you a discussion on resumption of passenger trains. Mr. Mandeep Singh Bhatia, Executive Director, Coaching Operations, Ministry of Railways, will be with us in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the expert on toll-free telephone number 1800115767. I repeat, 1800115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444. I repeat, 011-2331-4444. and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 7:10 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You can also listen to us on the News on AIR app. The News Services Division of All India Radio, in its bilingual live phone-in program today, will bring you a special discussion program on COVID-19. Dr. Nitesh Senior, physician, respiratory diseases, Safdarjung Hospital, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions on the expert on toll-free telephone number 1800115767. I repeat, 1800115767. You can also ask questions on telephone numbers 011 2331 4444. I repeat, 011 2331 4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:25 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on our News on AIR app for updates.
2 more flights left Dhaka for Delhi and Chennai today, carrying stranded Indians from Bangladesh. Under Vande Bharat mission, the Air India flight carried 158 passengers to Chennai, while the Biman Bangladesh flight carried 70 stranded Indians to Delhi. We have a report.
The first phase of evacuation of Indian nationals stranded in Bangladesh completed today. On the 6th day of evacuation from Bangladesh, the Air India flight to Chennai carried 158 passengers, while the Biman Bangladesh flight carried 70 stranded Indians to Delhi. At least one more flight is planned on May 19th from Dhaka to Srinagar to carry the remaining stranded people of India from Bangladesh. Starting from 8th May, a total of 7 flights left Bangladesh with Indian citizens who were stranded in Bangladesh in the wake of corona pandemic, leading to shutdown and cancellation of international flights between the two countries. Over the period of a week's time, 3 flights left for Srinagar, mostly carrying medical students studying in Bangladesh. Apart from this, 2 flights to Delhi and 1 flight each to Mumbai and Chennai also operated. The evacuation exercise from Bangladesh involved a lot of preparation and coordination with government authorities in Bangladesh. This was undertaken by the High Commission of India in Bangladesh with great effort and sensitivity to the needs of the stranded passengers. The passengers of the flight to Delhi and Chennai thanked the High Commission of India and the Government of India for arranging the special evacuation flight and help during the lockdown period in Bangladesh. Rajesh Jha for AIR News, Dhaka.
INS Jalashwa has reached Maldives' capital of Malé today on its second trip for repatriation of Indian nationals as part of Operation Samudra Setu. It will leave for Kochi tomorrow, carrying around 700 Indians back home. Indian High Commissioner in Malé, Sanjay Sudhir, thanked the Indian Navy for their support.
The next voyage is scheduled for Friday, 15th May. And for this, once again, we are using INS Jalashwa. And we are very grateful to Indian Navy for having made available this huge ship. The carrying capacity of the ship is 700 people. And we are very hopeful that we'll be once again able to fully utilize the carrying capacity.
Day 8 of the Vande Bharat mission will see 1 flight from Jeddah to Kochi and 2 flights from Dubai to Bhubaneswar and New Delhi. Nearly 550 passengers are expected to fly back today from Jeddah and Dubai. The flight from Dubai to Bhubaneswar will be the first flight to Odisha under the Vande Bharat mission. Priority for repatriation is being given to workers in distress, elderly people, urgent medical cases, pregnant women and others stranded in difficult situations. Only those who are found asymptomatic will be allowed to board the flight.
As part of the Vande Bharat mission, a flight from Jeddah carrying expatriates is scheduled to arrive in Kochi in Kerala today. A report.
Flight carrying around 220 passengers is scheduled to arrive in Kochi International Airport today at 9 p.m. Meanwhile, the special train from New Delhi carrying nearly 600 passengers will be arriving in Kozhikode today night and is scheduled to arrive in the final destination, Thiruvananthapuram, tomorrow. Authorities informed that all necessary arrangements are being done in the railway stations. Detailed medical checkup will be done for all passengers and those with symptoms will be shifted to the hospitals and others will be transferred to the quarantine centers. Passengers from Tamil Nadu will be sent to the state in special buses of Tamil Nadu government. Meanwhile, all the state boundaries are under strict surveillance as more returnees are turning COVID-19 positive in the last few days. Presently, 41 active cases are there in Kerala. Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
Under the Vande Bharat mission, 240 passengers stranded in Kuwait landed at Indore airport by 2 special flights yesterday. These included many students and tourists of many states, including Madhya Pradesh. A report.
The passengers have been taken directly from Indore airport to 3 EME Center Bhopal by 10 buses. A quarantine center is built in this army area. All the passengers have been quarantined here for 14 days. Many senior police and administrative officials inspected the arrangements of quarantine center. Earlier, thermal screening of all passengers was done at Indore airport. Officials informed that passengers coming from abroad are being investigated thrice. The first sample is taken at the airport, the second sample will be taken after 5 days and the third sample will be taken after 14 days. Meanwhile, the number of coronavirus positive cases in Madhya Pradesh rose to 4,173. So far, more than 2,000 people have recovered from the infection in Madhya Pradesh. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In the wake of the current lockdown, Manav Seva Sangh, an NGO in Surat, is running a roti bank in the city in which rotis are being provided to around 1 lakh poor and needy on a daily basis. A report.
When the whole humanity is passing through a crisis, many organizations and social groups are satiating the hunger of the poor hit by the lockdown. Surat-based Manav Seva Sangh is one of them. The NGO, which is popularly known as Chhaydo, has started a roti bank during the lockdown, through which over 1.20 lakh rotis are being collected from the households on daily basis. Besides, it has also been running community kitchens at 3 different places where around 50,000 rotis, 40,000 puris, sabzi and khichdi are being prepared and distributed to the needy ones. Talking to AIR, President of Chhaydo, Bharat Shah, said the organization also provides minimum 25,000 food packets to municipal corporations on daily basis as per their requirement. He said initially they could distribute food to over 2,000 people, but the number rose to 1 lakh in 2 months. Around 160 people are involved in the process. Mr. Shah added that all the social distancing norm and proper hygiene is maintained while preparing and distributing food. With Lopa Darbar from Surat, Aparna Khund, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
Now it's time for the weather updates.
In the national capital, minimum temperature will be 24 degrees Celsius, while maximum temperature is expected to be 38. Weather will be generally cloudy with light rain or drizzle. Mumbai will experience partly cloudy sky in the morning and generally cloudy sky in the afternoon as well as evening. The minimum temperature in the city is likely to be 26 degrees Celsius, while maximum will remain around 34 degrees Celsius. In the south, Chennai will see a generally cloudy sky with the temperatures hovering between 28 and 37 degrees Celsius. In the east, Kolkata will witness a partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunderstorm. The minimum temperature in the metropolis will be 28 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be 37. On to north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir today, Jammu will experience a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain with thunderstorm. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature will be 12 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be 20. The region is likely to experience thunderstorms with rain. Similar weather is expected to prevail in Gilgit and Muzaffarabad. In Gilgit, the temperatures will hover between 13 and 24 degrees Celsius, while Muzaffarabad will witness minimum temperatures of 14 degrees Celsius and maximum temperature will be nearly 25 degrees Celsius. Swati Rakheja, News Desk.
Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar appreciated the support provided to stressed sectors of the economy. In a series of tweets today, he said India is driven by a new vision, a stronger purpose and a deeper commitment. He said a self-reliant India has more to offer to the world. Mr. Jaishankar added foreign policy begins at home and a strong economy allows our voice to be heard in the world. He applauded Finance Minister's bold initiatives under Prime Minister's strong leadership in reviving the MSME sector. And now, before we end the bulletin, here are the headlines once again. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to share more details of 20 lakh crore rupees economic package at 4 p.m. More than 18,500 crore rupees released under PM Kisan during lockdown. 9 crore 25 lakh families benefited. Recovery rate from COVID-19 improves to 33.63%. ICMR to participate in Global Solidarity Trial by WHO for COVID-19 treatment. Ministry of Ayush and CSIR working together on validating 4 Ayush formulations against COVID-19. Regular train passenger services remain cancelled until further notice. Full refund for tickets booked up to 30th of June. And Maharashtra government permits 65,000 industries to resume operations. Over 9 lakh employees reported for work. And with that, we end the midday news.